Okay, good morning. So we're carrying on the halachas of Siman Reish Sadi test. Not allowed to eat before or do malacha before you make havdalah. So says the Machaber in Sif Beis. Hayushaisim va'amru. A person was drinking, and then they say, "Boy v'navdil, let's make havdalah." Imrotzu lachzav lishtos kaidim havdalah. If they want to carry on eating and drinking as a result of that statement, einam srichim lachzav levarach. They don't need to actually make a new bracha. So what's going on? Says the Mishnah Berurah Sif Katan Zayin, Hayushaisim hainu b'teicha chilason. That means they're part of a meal. And they started the meal, the Suda, before Shkia. So therefore, the first opinion in this Sif is since they were entitled to carry on eating beyond Shkia and even beyond night. That comment of boy v'navdil, let's make havdalah, doesn't take away from that. And they're able to continue eating and drinking. And even if someone says boy v'navdil, let's make havdalah, they don't. That's not a problem, and they can continue eating and drinking. They don't need to make a new bracha. Because there was no hesach hadas. But if they were just simply drinking, because then they have to stop at night time. Like we said previously, then that is a hesach hadas. If they want to continue drinking, even though they shouldn't, they're not allowed to, they need to make a new bracha. Okay, and then we said that there's a yesh mi shecholik b'dava. Says the Mishnah Berurah Sif Katan Ches, Svirle, the Kivin she'amru boy v'navdil tzrichin lachzav v'levarech v'ikadei kamaisa. Because they say that once you made boy v'navdil, then you've got to make a new bracha. But the ikar is like the dei rishona, and therefore, in short, that if you're in the middle of Shalosh and you've washed, and someone says, "Come, let's make havdalah," that's not milo or meirid, it's not a hefsek, and therefore you can continue eating without making a new bracha. Yesh mish chaylik, but the Mishnah Berurah says that the ikka is like the dei rishona. Okay, Sif Gimel. Kashemafsik lahavdil, ein tzorich levarich be'pra gofen. When you are mafsik, so for example, you're in the middle of Shalosh and you want to go straight into havdalah. So you've made a be'pra gofen already on wine being drunk during that meal. So says the Machaber, Kashemafsik lahavdil, when you stop your Shalosh in order to make havdalah, ein tzarich levarich be'pra gofen, you don't need to make a new be'pra gofen al kais havdalah. V'yesh oimrim shetzarich. Says the Mishnah Berurah.
Where's the Ma'ariv here?
Yeah, this Ma'ariv will have to be later. Ma'ariv will be later.
Can you do that?
Yeah. The Ma'ariv seems to be later. Kashemafsik lahavdil, hainu afilim hayo kavua mitchila l'shtir levad the mechuyev lahavsik. Even though you were just you're just drinking, and therefore you're mechuyev to be mafsik, you shouldn't be continuing drinking. Afilu hachi ein tzarich levarich atza be'pra gofen. Still, you don't need to make a new be'pra gofen. Why? Because you made a be'pra gofen, and that's going to help you for the be'pra gofen, which is during the havdalah. Certainly, if you're in the middle of a meal where you don't actually have to stop, and now you want to make a havdalah on wine, you can just stand up and make havdalah.
Is this all before mentioning?
Yeah, you're in the middle of your meal, and you just want to stand up and make havdalah. Yeah. We're very used to our procedures. You bench, you go to Mariv, you make havdalah afterwards, but it doesn't have to be that order. If you're in the middle of the meal, you made a be'pra gofen.
How can you?
Yeah. That's the nusach of the Tefillah Motzei Shabbos. So v'roitz atal havdil al yayin she'ein tzarich levarich al be'pra gofen im kvar barich be'pra gofen al yayin. If you already made be'pra gofen during the meal, she'b'tei chasuda, she'lifnei hasuda v'chein im mavdil al sheikha b'tei chasuda. Not only that, if you made a bracha of beer on a shahakal on a beer during the meal, ein tzarich shahakal afilim lo berich klal shahakal mitchila she'berkas al moitzi pateris soisa. Amazing. So if you're going to make havdalah on beer, and again, you're in the middle of Shalosh, and suddenly it gets dark outside, you say, right, let's make havdalah. You can stand up and you make havdalah, but you don't need to make a shahakal on the beer you're using for havdalah because you're in the middle of a meal. Others say no. A kosh Havdalah is a standalone, separate thing. Ve'ein shayach l'suda is not connected to the suda. However, the halach is like the ikar is like the first opinion, and therefore, really, you don't need to make a new bracha in that situation. But it's not good practice. Don't make a havdalah in the middle of a meal, either on wine or beer, if you already made a bracha, because you're entering this whole problem, and it's not good practice. If that's what you've got to do, and you've got to stop because you were drinking, then lo yevarech, you don't make any bracha, the ikka kedei rishona, because the ikka is like the first opinion. Okay, like you say, it's an unusual situation, but in short, the summary is that if you're in the middle of a meal and you want to make havdalah, you would not need to make a new ber priagof, and if you've already made one in the meal, or indeed, if you want to make havdalah on beer, you wouldn't even need to make a shahakal. Okay, Si'if Dalet. If a person was eating and then it gets dark, it's Motzei Shabbos, we said previously that if you're in the middle of a meal and it's getting late and it's now already Motzei Shabbos, you don't actually have to stop the meal. You finish the meal. When you finish the meal eventually and you bench Birchas Hamazon ala kais, and then you make havdalah on that kais. You can use it. You can use that kais that was used for Birchas Hamazon for benching. You use that for havdalah. But if you've got enough wine for 2 cups, then mevarich Birchas Hamazon al echad or mavdil al echad. So you make Birchas Hamazon on the Shalosh, and then you make a ber pragefen. Sorry, and then you make havdalah on the second case. Okay. Oh, so let's see. It says the Mishnah Berurah Sif Katan Dalet, Mavarich Hainu Leman Dam Birchas Hamazon to a case. We're talking about the man Dam who holds the Birchas Hamazon needs a case. For Ayin Siman Kuf Pei Beis Sif Aleph ala case ve'ena tayamai. Right. So if you've only got enough wine for 1 glass of wine, you bench. You then you don't taste the wine. Because if you taste the wine, then you're going to be pogim the case, and then we won't be able to use it for havdalah. However, says the Mishnah Berurah, hatam, then you do 1 on benching and 1 on havdalah. Hatam the ein shtei kedushas al kais echad, and the reason why you don't make preferably you don't make it on 1 case is because ein oimrim shtei kedushas al kais echad. But they don't do mitzvahs chavidas. V'reisha the ein lo ki im echad, and the reisha is talking about a case where you've only got 1 glass of wine. Shani, that's different because you've got no choice. Then, so what do you do if you've got 2 cups, which hopefully is the normal situation? So mevarich Birchas Hamazon. Umutza lishtos me'akos afshu kodim havdalah. You're coming up to havdalah. It's very late on Shabbos afternoon, but you're allowed to drink from the kos before havdalah. The kos of Birchas Hamazon shayach l'suda, which was okay, which was previous, which was muta. V'chol zeh lemisha nizeh tamed levarich al kos. But this is only true that you make a bracha on the kos and you drink from it if you are zahir on every Birchas Hamazon to have a kos. Which I think is a lot of people. They often do not bench with a kos. They hold that. Also, it's also to drink of that glass before havdalah. Because it's dafka night. But if it's a suffix, then it will be different. I think contemporary practice is not to. Shalosh is in there. They bench on a case? No. Okay, so there's nothing to talk about. They do, but they use the case for havdalah, or they drink from it. They don't make havdalah, so they drink. Huh?
Monks, they use the case for Shalosh
and they take it for havdalah, right? So that's based. That's what. So yeah, so I think that's the contemporary practice because that's. I think we're not. Most people don't use a case every time they bench, and therefore in that situation it's probably best to do that. Now the shaila is what happens at Sheva Brachos. Now this is quite a Sheva Brachos. You make a Shalosh of Sheva Brachos, and same sort of situation. Because there you've got more of an issue because you really should drink from the case. The chas and kala at least should drink from the case. If you look at 19, he says, if you look at the third paragraph in 19, in shtias kosher sheva brachos, B'Seudas Shlishis, Kosovo Eish Avraham, She'af ha'nagim levarach Brachos hamazon b'lo kais, even those people who are nagig to make Brachos hamazon without a kais, Yechodim Lishteisa, they can drink the kais for Sheva Brachos, She'im lo kain, lo yu el shesh Brachos, otherwise you're only going to have 6 and not 7 Brachos. U'min ha'roya shiur Sheva, v'chein Kosovo b'shal Tshuvas minchas Yitzchak, she'kein u'min ha'go'ilam, v'ha'isif she'yesh she'kosvu she'achosen yezamin ala kais, give the chosen to bench. Because because the guy who benches is the one who makes Berbergoff, and he should lead the benching. Yeah, exactly. Because the minig is the chosen drinks from the kais. That you ask the chosen to lead the benching for Shalosh. Now, then he quotes from Moshe, like you just said. The chiyuv is on them. The person who wants to bench, if it's not the chosen, if he wants to drink, he can. Etc. And make sure the chosen kala have a mali lugmav. So what comes out from this sif is that when you have, let's say, a Shalosh, if a person is very makbid to bench every single Brachos hamazon with a kais, so then if there's enough grape juice or wine, you have 2 kaises. One is for Shalosh, and you make a berberek on that, and then you make another kais for Havdalah. But what seems to be the contemporary practice is that since we don't bench every Brachos hamazon with a kais, you bench Brachos hamazon on a regular Shalosh, and then you leave the kais and you put that away for Havdalah, and you only make a berberek on that. However, if it's a Shalosh, then and you're making a Sheva Brachos, Shalosh, then it seems to be that you should get the chosen to bench ideally, and he should drink mali lugma from the wine, him and the kala, and even though it's before Havdalah. And if the person who wants to bench is somebody else and he wants to bench, then he's okay to do so, and make sure the mali lugma should be given to the chosen to do. Okay, Sif Hey. If the person made a mistake and he ate before Havdalah, that doesn't scape his Havdalah, and he can make Havdalah afterwards. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Tov v'achol v'uadin im hazid v'achol, even if he did it on purpose. After Avad b'mezid, even though he's a naughty boy and he shouldn't have done it, mikol makom tzarech l'havdalah kach b'layli, he still has to go ahead and make Havdalah. And l'urchud d'milchus nachat, people do things b'shegig, hopefully not b'mezid. V'chein ma shekos v'achkach b'sif v'ov, shochach v'lo hivdil, Huadin the hazed v'lohivdil. It's the same sort of concept. Okay, we can do. Let's do Vav.
What's the Havamina? Why should it ruin your Havdalah?
What's the Havamina? I suppose he broke the procedure of how to do things. You shouldn't be eating, and therefore.
Either way, you still need Havdalah.
Yeah, but I suppose you made Havdalah in Mariv. Not entirely sure. Okay, Vav. Shochach v'lohivdil b'motzei Shabbos. So if a person forgot. And he didn't make Havdalah on Motzei Shabbos, Mavdil at Sof Yom HaShlishi, he can go all the way through till Tuesday afternoon. Others say no, you only do it on Sunday. Only those 2 brachas. But the brachas on the ner and on Besomim, that's only for Motzei Shabbos. That if you ate, you still make Havdalah. Hani mili heichete hivdil belel Motzei Shabbos. That's if you make Havdalah Motzei Shabbos. Avlim loy hivdil belayla kivin shetam shuvein mavdil. But others say that kivin shetam, once you ate something, then you can't make Havdalah. However, the Ma'al Minig is like the Svar Shena, and even though you ate something, you still make Havdalah all the way through till Tuesday. That's hard. A person is fasting for 3 days and 3 nights. Then what can he do? Because he can't make Havdalah. So Yishma Havdalah me'acherem, he hears Havdalah from somebody else. V'im ein acherem etzlei, yochel havdil b'Shabbos mi'ba'id yom. You could, if there's no one around, you've got to make Havdalah. So he's fasting for 3 days and 3 nights. So what should he do? He should make Havdalah on Shabbos late afternoon mi'ba'id yom, v'lishtos, and then drink the wine. V'lekabalach kachatanis olav, and then after that, you makabel the tanis to fast Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So you make Havdalah late on Shabbos afternoon. Yeah, unusual situation. Someone to be able to fast for 3 days and he makes Havdalah before Shabbos goes out. Okay, fine. Let's just do the Mishnah Berurah. Tes Zayin. Mavdil ad Seif. So you can make Havdalah technically all the way through till Tuesday late afternoon. because the first 3 days of the week are connected to the Shabbos that has passed. And from Wednesday onwards, it's Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is connected to the coming Shabbos. However, you should try and do Havdalah on as early as possible on the first day. There's reason makdim lemitzvahs. If you're able to, you can't eat before Havdalah, so don't delay it. If you didn't make Havdalah Motzei Yontav, then you haven't got Tashlumin. Why? The B'Shabbos shaykh loim the B'Shleish Yom Rishon is shayachim oid l'Shabbos Sheva, because Sunday, Monday, Tuesday it's still shaykh to the previous Shabbos. You can say that. Mashein Kein B'Yontav is not kosher to the 3 days after Yontav is not connected to Yontav. That if for whatever reason you didn't make Havdalah on Motzei Yontav, you can do it the next day. It could be shaykh on Shavuos. Sometimes, Shavuos here in London goes out at the height of summer very late at night, after 10 o'clock, 10:30. If someone went to bed a bit earlier, so then you could make Havdalah according to this on the day after Isru Chag, the day after Shavuos. And a Kol Yom Rishon, you make it the first day, the Sunday. V'loi svira lehu hasvar hanal, ach b'yom harishon hatamhu ta'yom helech achalai l'shem Shabbos. They don't hold to the fact that 3 days is connected to the previous Shabbos. Rather, they just say that the day after Shabbos is already the day follows night, and therefore Sunday is connected to Motzei Shabbos. You don't make it on the ner. Why? The Birchas Ala'ar, mishum the Motzei Shabbos was Mambriosa, because we make a brach on the candle that commemorates the creation of fire, which is only shaykh on Motzei Shabbos. Mishum kadei lahashiv nefesh ha'koyeves b'yitzias neshama yisera v'chol ze shaykh on Motzei Shabbos ve'elech. The besamim is to restore the nefesh yisera that is gone, and therefore that's not shaykh on any other day. Kasfar Rishona, that you can make Havdalah for 3 days. Vatshavayu Yeshayim is going on both Yeshayim. Shlosh Yom and Shlosh Leilos. A guy is fasting for 3 days and 3 nights. Ba'achrenim shekalsvu duadin imisan shnei yom v'shneilos. The same is true if he's fasting only Sunday, Monday only. Va'afilu Yom echad v'leil, even just one day, Sunday, Motzei Shabbos and Sunday. After Yochel Kai Mitzvah Havdalah B'atzmi Achatanis, even though you could do it on day 2 or day 3 if he's only fasting for 1 or 2 days, Mikol Makom Yosef Tev Shishim Motzei Shabbos Havdalah Me'acherim. Better he hears Havdalah from Acherim on Motzei Shabbos, the crew Havdalah to the Shabbos Odif Tfei. The closer you do Havdalah to Shabbos, the better. The also Ikka Mitzvah Havdalah, because that's the Ikka Mitzvah Havdalah. V'hodanok Shlosh Yomim Mishum Seifa. The Be'ein Acherim Yochel Havdalah Mi'Ba'id Yom. If there's no other people, you can make Havdalah Mi'Ba'id Yom. V'zeo Dafka B'Shlosh Yomim. The Ya'avar Hazman. V'lo Yuchel L'Kaim Havdalah Klal, and you won't be able to make Havdalah at all. Ma'ashenke B'Shnei Yom D'lo Yav Hazman. Tov Yosef Sheyamtim V'Yavdal L'Soif Shnei Yomim K'Sheyavdim B'Ba'id Yom. Okay, so that's the different opinion. Yishma Havdalah Me'acherim. So this guy is fasting. Shnei Havdalah from other people. V'uadin D'Yochel Havdalah Ba'atzmai V'yitin Acherim Nishes. Or he can make Havdalah himself and give other people to drink. V'chadilel B'Simen Reishan Beis Sif Tes. Ach HaMogan Avram Shori. Shodi Bezeh Gam Sham Nag. He puts a spanner in the works. That's only true if other people don't know how to make Havdalah. That he makes Havdalah and other people will drink. That when can you make Havdalah on Shabbos afternoon? That's only after plug. You can daven Marav early. Kvar kibla lovas atanis. We don't say that once he's make Havdalah, he's makabel the tanis. For also b'shtia. No, we don't say that. Mishum dik tanis in machmas chayva betishba v'la machmas nidra. It's not because of like tishba where it's got to start. You can't eat after the shkia, but it's because of his neder. But when adorim halchim achaloshim b'nei adam, loshim b'nei adam gam hashev the mikvayim. Even after he made Havdalah, it's still called day. V'atanis in a maskalim and tchilas halayla, and therefore his tanis began at night. Ve'efshe shegam ben hashmoshes shu sofik layla avaloi mikoydim. Efshe maybe ben hashmoshes. V'hu adin shekibel lavatanis. Shalayla v'yom b'shay me'achol gam ken ein chol chivus tanis b'boyd yom af shekva hispal arvis. Okay. Well, lekabel achakach, and then he's makabel the tanis afterwards. Ein hakavon shekabel tanis mamish to akva kibel lov b'yom mincha. You always makabel the tanis at mincha. Kederech kol pekol tanis shetzorech kabel mincha shlefonov. Ve'imari sheyesh lov neda mikvar lisanis kol shleish yom mishach hashabbos gam ken ein tzorech otav makabel the tanis klal. If he made a neda, then he doesn't need to makabel again. El rot zolem shekabel achakach b'daitei sheyasr tanis me'atzva v'ayim be'aloch. Okay,